My board is expecting me to drive an AI transformation and expects a 30% cost reduction. We've had several conversations with my leadership team, but it seems that nothing is happening, only excuses. How do I help the team see the urgency and get in with me on this journey?
This is the part about most transformations that if things are hard, you will encounter this moment where you've spent your time, you've said, hey, we're going to do this, everybody nods, and then time passes and you realize that either people don't understand or they don't care or they actively are working against what it is you want to do and sort of going back to the way that they understand and what they're doing day to day. So I think usually when this happens, there's a couple specific gaps, and I think I would start there. The first is making sure that there's clarity of the expectation and clarity of the measurement of that expectation. So it sounds like the 30% is something that you as a leader are holding, but that nobody that is on your extended team feels connected to or compelled to drive. And so I think I would start there and really ground the team in what the current benchmark is and where it needs to change. And generally, I would be inclined to make concrete for people what that 30% means to them in what they would be expected to do if they weren't going the AI route, right? How they would be expected to come up with that 30% in another way, AI or not. So really just help get people really concrete on what is the scale that you're looking for with 30%, and what is the expectation of how you're going to progress towards that 30%. So making it real, making it concrete, making it something that everybody has skin in the game, not just on the number, but the execution plan towards the number really matters. And this is true for any transformation. This doesn't necessarily have anything specific with AI. And then I would start thinking about what are the control points that you can put into place so that you can start identifying how and where progress is happening, so that people can start to see the pattern and start to see the value for themselves. Because until it becomes real to their business, it's just words and it's just targets that they don't feel really matters to their own success. So you got to connect them to your success. You got to get a path together that they co-create with you to get to that. And you have to start having regular check-ins on how those things are progressing. The other thing that tends to become a barrier when it's something that requires a new skill or a new way to do work is oftentimes people really were not part of the design of their work to begin with. And so telling them that it needs to change magically and produce a 30% benefit is often not concrete enough for them. So you probably need some kind of working group or some kind of front runner group to drive the expectations of the programs that are going to deliver those results, so that you're not leaving that too far out afield for people and that it's not too abstract. So again, I'm on record of being against just doing AI for AI's sake or having AI parties or whatever. Those are fine, but those are not going to move the needle. You need to get really specific about what programs you're going to put in place, what targets you're going to put in place, and what expectations you're going to drive for how you're going to measure people and their success. Until you have those things, all you're doing is talking.
Woo. All right. So a couple things to add. So first off, of course, people need to know why. And I would hope that the why is something much bigger and better than a 30% cost reduction, because that is not motivating to people. Like the only motivation is some sort of fear-based motivation, and that's no fun at all. So, I would hope that there is a bigger why in there in terms of what you're really trying to accomplish as a business, as an organization, et cetera. Like what is that big picture? Because, when we were talking to Sanjeet earlier, for example, and Usman before, just, doing AI stuff is actually worse than doing no AI stuff, because it's going to distract you, it's going to create this anesthesia, etc. So you have to really know what is the target. And that is also a way to motivate people. And that really should be connected into their personal why, right? Why should they care? Like what are their incentives? How is this going to make customers happier and not complain, for example, right? Like that is a personal motivation. And then the last thing I think, with any transformation and any big ask is, like what else is changing? What are they expected not to do? What is this taking the place of, right? Because it's going to feel like extra work, even if it is, the whole idea is to ease work and make things more efficient. At first, it feels like more work. So what is the other work that's going to slow down a little bit or be deprioritized so that they can focus on this work and deliver the results?